Hello everyone, welcome to the Cyber Weekly. The Cyber Week is a podcast which talks about cybersecurity with me, Deogratius, Okello, and Josephine, Olok. Today we are welcoming Diana, but before we continue, Josephine, do you have anything to say?
Good morning, Dale. Welcome, Diana. Very happy to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here. It's been a long waiting.
So I'll quickly run down Diana's profile. Professionally, Diana is a seasoned cybersecurity leader with over 15 years of experience, particularly in the financial industry. She currently serves as the head of information security at Stanbic Bank, Uganda, and has a strong track record in maturing cybersecurity postures for large enterprises. When it comes to education and certifications, she is an executive MBA candidate at Quantic School of Business and Technology and holds a Master's of Science in Management and Information Systems from the University of Manchester and a bachelor's degree in telecommunication engineering from Chambogo University. When it comes to community involvement, Diana is actively involved in the cybersecurity community as a mentor, speaker, and ambassador for initiatives like WiCyS and She Lead Tech. She recently attended the 10th annual WiCyS conference in Nashville. Hopefully I'm pronouncing WiCyS very well. Is it WiCyS, WiCyS? Anyway.
It stems from we are sisters, so we sisters, so WiCyS, you're good.
Okay. So then when it comes to LinkedIn activity, she has a strong presence on LinkedIn with 2,764 followers and regularly shares her journey and insights in cybersecurity, emphasizing the importance of mentoring and community. Diana is also a member of the Brain Expansion Group. Yeah, so that is Diana. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you, Dale. I'm happy to be here.
So let's dive into the questions. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow, I feel like you already summed me up. Well, that is quite a one-sided aspect of who Diana is. So I'll not dwell so much on who I am from a career perspective, because I know when we're talking, we'll dive into that part. Generally, Diana is a mother, is a wife, is a passionate woman in tech and woman in cybersecurity. Like you have already said, I have been in this field close to all my career, because there's that administration that we need to do when we talk about cybersecurity. In whatever role you are in technology, you are a cyber person. So much as I started out in networks, I found myself dealing with firewalls, and that is, that is preventative controls when it comes to cyber. So I can say I've been in the cyber field since I left university. And like you've said, I'm passionate about women in cyber. I have volunteered with ISACA a number of times on the She Lead Tech. Actually, I was honored to launch the She Lead Tech when it started within the ISACA chapter in Uganda. So really, that is much about me. I am a mentor. I am a speaker. I like sharing knowledge. And finally, I am a lifetime learner, because there's a saying that if you stop learning, then you start dying. I'm not ready to die yet.
Thank you very much for that. Definitely, I love it when I see women in tech, especially in the technical field, because there's not enough of us. So, comes to you, Diana. And you've also talked about being a lifelong learner. So obviously you're constantly learning about new technology and always increasing your knowledge. how important is this as a leader, the leader that you are?
Thank you, Josephine. I think leader or no leader, everyone needs to keep learning. Whatever field, whether informal or formal, you need to continue getting and gaining knowledge on how to better whatever you're doing and having that improvement along the way. Because I am a sucker for, progress, and you can't progress without gaining new knowledge that enables you to move to the next level. But coming to the question about leadership and gaining knowledge, and I know Josephine will appreciate this, given that you sit all the way to the board. Because when you're at the board level, you have to have a broad spectrum of knowledge. You're not just going to talk IT alone. They expect you to talk business. They expect you to talk risk management. So as you go into leadership, you find that you need to expand the spectrum of the knowledge and be a cross-disciplinary expert. Starting out in cyber, of course, I had to build a lot of expertise in cyber as my core primary career path. But now as you go up, I need to know business. I need to know how I contribute to business. I need to know how the new technologies that are coming in are changing our landscape. So I like the analogy of a T-shaped skill, that once you have earned the depth in your primary expertise, as you go up in leadership, broaden up, expand your horizon. And hence, that's one of the things that drives me in terms of learning and gaining knowledge.
Thank you. Yes, there is that T-shaped skill. They also call it generalist specialist. So you go in, for instance, as a board member, you go in with your specialist skill, but you also have to have the general skills that cut across. So thank you for that answer.
Okay. You studied telecommunication engineering and started your career in engineering. Why did you join cybersecurity?
That is a good question. And if I didn't know better, I would tell you that I've just found the wind taking me everywhere. But having read Michelle Obama's book of Becoming, it really speaks to how I did end up in cybersecurity. Because a lot of us go to universities and you do your big form or you do a specific course and you come out and you're locked in and saying, this is all I am about. This is what I'm going to be. But even before I came out of university, I'm a sucker for, what is changing, what is new? Can I be the first one in that field? And I remember when I was selecting telecommunications engineering as my major at university, my dad, having grown up in that era where it was, if you're in tech, you're just going to do electrical, you're going to do civil, you're going to do mechanical. It took a while to grasp, why do you want telecommunications engineering? You are a student. Telecommunications is not at Makerere. You're even giving your first choice to Chambo. But in that moment, I was driven with what is new. That's when mobiles were coming. That's when the telecoms, MTN, Airtel were getting, in the market. And that's what was exciting. And that's what drove me. So even when I got into the field and started out as a network admin, within network, that's when people are starting to put firewalls, moving from hubs to routers to switches, and now putting IPSs in place. I say this is the new thing around networking. And little did I know that it was driving to security being a standalone, competence within technology firms or any industry. So again, that need to follow where change is and things that will challenge me, saw me into cybersecurity. But again, I am that person of you're always becoming. You don't know where tomorrow is going to position you at. Right now, my focus is, can I progress? Can I have all the knowledge so that when that change comes, I am ready for it? When quantum computing, when AI, when blockchain is a new normal, am I ready for it? So that drives me. So today I'm cybersecurity. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be cybersecurity. I'm always becoming.
So we'll watch the space. You might become AI expert, quantum physics, quantum computing. We're watching the space, Diana.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there have been a number of serious incidents in Uganda affecting financial services and the industry. What do you think, as a cybersecurity professional, what do you think, why do you think this is happening? And also, what do you think the biggest risks are, especially in this industry?
All right. Thank you, Josephine. I recently actually came upon the police crime report, annual report that they do put out. And when you look at those statistics, actually the cyber crime has kind of gone down compared to 2022. But that said, of course, we still have crime. The other thing that I find in our market is that we confuse a lot of fraud incidents to be cyber. And I can understand where we come from, given that now we have gone digital. So any fraud that is happening in the digital channels, then you quickly can't think that it is cyber. And that thin line makes us to really collaborate with all the risk types to ensure that whatever it is, whatever risk, are we mitigating it. So giving a general view of the few cyber incidents that we have had, whether in the financial sector or within Uganda as a market, we find there's an inherent risk of third party. You look at the financial sector ecosystem, you have the fintechs, you have the aggregators coming into play, you have the telecoms, and you have the banks themselves. And the maturity for all those players is not the same. So if you go, and I'll not dive into any specific cases, you'll find that yes, it impacted financial institutions, but did it start from a telecom, did it start from a third party? So if we are to really address the cyber risk and any other risks that we have, one, there has to be collaboration, because we are an ecosystem of different digital enabling functions, but also third party risk, and then also demystifying the fraud, but also collaboration, whether it's like for banking, we have the Uganda Bankers Association that enables us to really collaborate with each other. So mainly cyber risk, we find that there is third party risk involved, with a fraud risk involved, but we need to look at it holistically in order to solve for any risk types that we are having in the market.
Yes, we need to keep watch and see how the industry goes. But as a leader, you are responsible for a team of people and are required to make many decisions. How do you lead and how do you make decisions?
Oh, wow, a good question. One of the key aspects that I know about leadership, and I try to apply whatever leadership role that I have, be it formally at work, I played sports, I was, in leadership in volleyball clubs or Rotary, is that to be a good leader, you have to have some level of influence, you have to build your influence power. And so, and to build influence comes with how do you also build trust? How do you put people at the center of what you do? And leading with empathy will enable you to have a success in your leadership journey. Because once you become a leader, you actually have to let go and trust and delegate and know that you have to deliver through people. So if you know that your success is on the people, then making people your core, the people that the core thing that you deliver to will actually make you that great leader that you want to be. So how you ensure that they are progressing, how you ensure that they are motivated in the work that they do, and showing that you even care beyond the workspace. Do you know your people? It's transactional. Give me this, I'll give you a salary, I'll give you a bonus. No, Do I know you? Do I know how, when you serve this organization in this role, how does it impact you as an individual? I think those are the core things that I try to run as I do leadership in any aspect of life. So building influence, showing empathy, but putting the human element at the center of how you lead people. And that doesn't mean that you don't hold them accountable when they do not, deliver to your expectation. But once you do it, they're actually able to say, no, she was right at this time, I was not cutting it. And tomorrow you're able to laugh around because you are still human within the leadership that has been entrusted to you. Okay.
So I was
Josephine had a
asking,
follow-up question.
yes, it's like, how do you make decisions? Are you the kind of person who is happy to have a bit of information and then make a decision, or do you need a lot of information before you can make a decision? How do you go about your decision making?
That is interesting because yes, you need good enough information to make decisions. And even when you want to do an independent decision, independent, or you've already made up your mind, it never hurts to, tap into other people and see what their ideas are. Because at the end of the day, when they feel involved in whatever decision you're making, the buying becomes easy, and hence, you achieving that objective is possible. So yeah, I tend to love facts. Do you have the facts? And can those facts really inform the decision that I'm going to make? So yeah, I'm a sucker for a bit of information when I'm going to make decisions. But I also know that when I make a decision, I believe in it. I don't second guess it. So by the time I've made it, there's no, and I'm selling it to someone, I'll sell it like my life depends on it. So I don't have any people doubting it. Like when you're presenting something and you can preempt what questions will come through, and you're able to hint on them and answer them before they're, ask kind of thing. Yeah, that's how I prepare in terms of decision making and presenting that decision making.
Okay, thank you for that. And welcome back from Nashville. I hope you had a wonderful time there.
Wow, it was wonderful.
Okay, we saw the pictures, so we were thinking, wow, we felt, what's that thing, FOMO?
As we were just looking at the sidelines, we're like,
Yes. So why was it so important for you to be a founding board member of WiCyS East Africa? And how has the mentorship through this impacted your career? And then lastly, what do you gain most from mentoring?
Oh,
I think
now
I
you
should
can
be
see
the
that the
first one
smile
to
has broadened.
I should be the first one to answer that because Diana is my mentor, so I have to be very polite. So yeah, so first of all, I've benefited a lot by knowing Diana. I think last year around January, I reached out to her and I'm like, could you mentor me? So I was like, okay. Right now I'm not having mentees, but reach me in a couple of months. I think she was testing me to find out if I was serious about it. So I reached out to her, then she actually accepted me. But when she first called me, I'm like, actually texted me, I was like, who is this? I even had to ask her, who are you? But yeah, we later on, she started mentoring me. I got to learn a lot and experienced a lot on the industry and what needs to be done here and there. And then by the way, Josephine, that day when I actually met you at Isaka, she was the one who was like, go and meet other people. So when I saw you, I'm like, okay. So if she did push me, I don't think I would be able to meet you. So yes, that is there.
Thank you for sharing your story, Dale. Thank you. And thanks for being a wonderful mentor, Dan.
Thank you. I don't know if I still have to answer the question because Dale has really done it.
No, you have to,
But
unless.
Yeah, but I'll start from why WiCyS, why Nashville, and I've shared the story on different parts of my journey to Nashville in 2024. I was looking for a sense of belonging. Of course, we have the ISACA Kampala chapter. I was the She Lead Tech, and then I'm also active in ISC Squared. But when, for example, you look at ISACA, when we have webinars, you can count how many ladies are showing up. When we set up the She Lead Tech initiatives, they're still not coming out. I don't know if it's because the numbers for the gentlemen are already overwhelming us and we're still shying away. So I'm still looking for that sisterhood, the one who will understand the journey I have walked and to get to where I am. And I landed on WiCyS. And I had landed on it in 2019. But when I clicked to apply, it was not available for us within Africa. It was still locked up within the USA. So then fast forward, they get a Kenyan who works in the US on the WiCyS board, and she opened the door for us. She's like, no. There are more people in the world, different continents that can benefit from this. Me, I want to spearhead opening this WiCyS to other continents. And being Kenyan, she reached out to some Kenyan colleagues. And because, again, we're still few, they felt that if we did a Kenyan, a Ugandan, and East African, Tanzanian, there will be small groups and we wouldn't be able to benefit. Hence the thought process of let's make it an East African affiliate. And then a colleague of mine through WiCyS from the She Lead Tech, when she was approached to say, can you join this as board? She's like, no, but I know a person lady in cybersecurity. So she passed on the opportunity to me again, being your sister's keeper. She thought she wouldn't take it. She's active in ISACA. She said, then they want a board member for WiCyS. And I put up my hand because I had already wanted to join. So that's how I joined WiCyS. And it has, the benefits are immense. Just $20 at that time we were discounted on annual membership, but you get access to, all these trainings, speaker trainings, mentorship. And when I did my first mentorship program as a mentee on WiCyS, I got the realization that I'm actually somewhere and I should also be able to mentor those that are below me. So that's how I first become a mentee, then become a mentor, and start on my mentorship journey. That's why I picked up what to do as a mentor. Why am I passionate about mentoring? The answer is right here, Josephine. When you have results like Dale, I mean, you can't fail to be proud of the small impact that you have made on people's lives. Like he has rightly said, I don't think he would have met you. And then I, said, what, in this field of cyber, you can't go the journey alone. Can you join professional bodies? I was like, but I don't have certifications. How do I join? No, I said you can join as an associate. Just, I got contacts for Bernard, I got contacts for IS2 and said, what, can you onboard this young man? He's passionate. But what stood out for him as a mentor for me is that he was willing, he knew what he wanted. Because a lot of Ugandans, you tell them, no, you have to pay a certain fee to benefit. And they're like, $20, should I touch my salary to join this? But he was willing to look for that little fee to join. And I think the benefits, you can't compare the benefits to the $100K or $100 or whatever amount you had to pay. And that's what WiCyS has been for me. You pay $100, but the sponsorship I had to attend Nashville was more than $2,000. So even if I paid $100 for the next 10 years, I've already benefited more than anything. And that's, I think that the lesson we need to teach the young people, that you have to be able to invest in yourself in order to achieve the life and the dream and the career that you want. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I think WiCyS sounds like a wonderful sisterhood of women. I think we should really encourage more women to join.
And actually, when I went, they encouraged me that now, again, much as we thought East Africa was good, because you're in different countries, you have stayed online and you're not making a personal engagement. And I was encouraged to, you know what, branch off and make WiCyS Uganda affiliate. And that's a plan I have to then enable other people to tap into the opportunities that come with WiCyS.
Yeah, that's a good plan. And I think Deo, you stand out as a someone who really takes initiative, and really I've been absolutely amazed by his ability to reach out to people, and has really grown this podcast to something that is really worth being part of. So Deo, thank you and well done to you.
Yeah, I'm a proud mama.
Yes, you did.
Proud mama indeed. What are your career advice you would give for women? I know you've talked about it in the WiCyS part of it, but someone getting into cybersecurity, that campus or in campus, and or they are wanting to transition. What they've been in an organization, what advice would you give someone?
Wow, I don't know if I should first give general and then come to women since I'm passionate about women. But if you're breaking out in this career, it's a broad. There are domains you can't cover it and know it all as a person. So one, identify your niche. And this could be a niche that is guided by your soft skills. If you're a good speaker, if you have that, inherent, skills like to teach, make cyber awareness your thing, and you run and, excel at it. If you're very analytical and that is your inbuilt skill, then look into, cyber analytics and all that. So it's to tap in who you are as an individual as you get into cyber and say, these are my already inbuilt strength, and what is that opportunity within cyber that can help me do that. I also think when I was mentoring girls, I told you networks are critical in our space. Because it's changing, it's evolving, you can't know it all. So having a conversation with someone else will let you know of, something that you didn't know. And what Dale missed is that while I was mentoring him, I was actually get reverse mentorship. Because there are new tools that I no longer have time to actually use. But when you talk about them, I'll Google them and I'm like, oh, this is a good tool. And then I'll tell a junior to start, using it. So there's those benefits of even having that reverse mentorship when you're dealing with young people. But build a network around you, your why, and try to zero down to what you want, and then someone can help you build a career path that grows you in that skill set before you look at senior management, like I said, where you need a broad knowledge in different aspects. When it comes to women and getting into cybersecurity, I mean, the technology, the knowledge that you get from books is all the same, whether female or male. It's a given. If you apply yourself, you get the knowledge. If you practice, set up your own labs at home and continue practicing, we all be at the same, skill set. I think what happens to us as women are these, what we call limiting beliefs that we have inherited from the past in how, and even us, I believe, Josephine, we are now here, but coming up, we had those limiting beliefs. Am I good enough? Do I have the right knowledge? They normally say that when a job advert comes out and a gentleman has just 10% of the skill set required, he will still apply. Women will look out for first tick all the boxes, 110% of the skill set that is required to apply for the job. So for women, how do we build the confidence? How do we know we are good enough? Because if I'm going to the university and doing the same bachelor's as you, and maybe all got government sponsorship, so why should I have a belief that I am less than in any aspect? And it's us, and I hope that us who have walked the journey are inspiring you, and you're looking at us as role models to say they have gone through the hurdles for us, that we don't have to go through the same pain to get where we want. So let's get away with limiting beliefs. Ask. You never know what you receive when you ask. And sometimes our pitfall is that we don't even ask as women.
Yeah, amazing answer. I agree completely. We're limited really by our own beliefs, not by anything else. I know society has a role to play culturally. We are limited, but I think most importantly, we are limited by what we believe of ourselves. So thank you for that answer, Diana. In celebration of our 25th episode, we asked the viewers to send in their questions. So we're going to go on to viewer questions. The first one is from Brian Mwine Rutembebera. His question is, what drives Diana to success, and how does she handle challenges, difficulties, and failures?
That is a heavy question, and it's not that we have not failed or have not faced failure. I guess the difference is how do I respond to that failure and move on. So I normally say it that a lot of the no's that I've gotten in my life and in my career are the ones that have elevated me to the next level. And why every time I get a no, I say, no, this is not a no. They're telling me that this was not your opportunity. Look out for the next opportunity. So if you have that attitude and every step that you go through in life, you're able to say, what lesson am I picking from this? And sometimes when I've dodged the bullet, I'm like, oh, thank God they gave. Now you go back and thank the person for saying no to you at that point in time. But the other aspect is actually the no's that we give as women or as career people, where you put in a position and you're like, you know what, this can be career limiting, or this isn't fit for me, and you have the boldness and the confidence to say, thank you, but no, I'm not taking this opportunity right now. So that has driven me, but also knowing that in the career that I'm in, cybersecurity is not a destination, but a journey. And if you concentrate on the journey, then your focus is in the progress. And once you make progress, they say success happens when, progress opportunities meet preparedness. You will not have to look for the opportunities. They will meet you because you have focused on the right thing, which is to prepare yourself for when that opportunity comes through your way. So that's my answer for Brian.
Oh, thank you for that. This is now more of a combined question. Paul G2 Bamosibule from LinkedIn and Nines Siga Allan. And the question is, how can businesses protect themselves from cyber attacks?
How can businesses? Again, a broad
I think
question, but
if I can just add, I think it's how do you protect yourselves from cyber attacks, specifically with against social engineering and also attacks engineered by AI as well. How can they protect themselves when attacks are originating that way?
right. So I'll start from the fact that when you look at all the different attacks, the sophisticated ones, the simple ones, at the end of the day, and then look at the attack vector. Security basics. When you dive deep all the way to the start of the kill chain, cyber kill chain, it's the basics that are letting us down. It's not the investment in the heavy technologies and all that. Yes, the technologies are there for detection and maybe response and preventing certain things. But I mean, if you have not patched yourself, if you have not segregated your network and you put it out open to the internet, even what doesn't need to go to the internet, then you're setting up yourself for failure. So for any organization, I think the basics are critical. And when you even talk of social engineering, what is the tool? What is the solution for social engineering? How your culture is mature in your organization from a security standpoint, security awareness. How have you embedded it in every employee to know that, you know what, I am the gatekeeper for this organization, and whatever I do, be it a click, be it an insert a USB in my machine, the ripple effect and the impact that has on this organization is immeasurable. And hence, I should take care. I should think twice. I should slow down. So it just goes down to the basics. What is the basic cyber hygiene? Because a lot of people come back and say, you know what, we don't have cybersecurity is expensive, we can't afford all this. But then you look and say, what is in my country? And if I can't invest in all this technology, cloud has come to solve the problem for some organization. Put your critical assets in a secure cloud where security has been built, and now what you're left to secure is that pipeline to that critical asset that goes back to your maybe on-prem infrastructure. So to me, without diving deep into having layered cyber defense, having all these, robust governance and all that, if you're an SME, small organization, the best way to protect yourself is getting the basics. Yeah.
Thank you. And the basics don't need a lot of resources.
Of course, you mentioned about AI. That is a double-edged sword, one where it comes with benefits, but it also brings cyber risk. And it calls for us as defenders to also adopt AI, because some of our traditional tools will not be able to adhere to AI-generated cyber attacks. So that gets elevated, but generally, let's look at the basics and then mature our posture.
Thank you. The next question was asked by Roger Wamala. It's relating to the impact of emerging technology on banking systems and cybersecurity. So Robert Wamala B wants to know whether quantum computing advancements will break the widely used encryption algorithms, which can then compromise the security banking systems. You said you like new things, so there you have a question on quantum computing.
The trick about such question is that you go generic, but again, it means to say the basics are looking at the history of how we have, moved from one technology to another, the industrial revolution from one to another. Of course, advances in technology come with superior, capabilities, and some of those capabilities will indeed break what you have relied on. But even before we look at quantum computing, say breaking a cryptography algorithm, even within the existing cryptography algorithm we've had, there's been where you say, you know what, this protocol, this encryption is no longer as strong. There's no quantum computing, but we have to move from days to triple days without quantum computing. So even when quantum computing comes and then introduces, advanced cryptography, we have to adapt and we have to be ready to adapt. And that's why you see, even with that knowledge, they are already saying we are going to have QFD4, key management for quantum computing as a technology, where we have new encryption algorithms that are more physics-based than math-based, because we know now with high capacity and of computing, you're able to easily break the current algorithms that we have. So that I think in a nutshell is to say any advance will always come with the benefits and those weaknesses, and it calls for us to adopt. So if you're in your organization you have adopted quantum computing, then you have also better advanced your cryptography practices to align with what you're using.
And in your view, quantum key distribution can be used as a means to safeguard sensitive information, especially financial information?
Yes, because that is what is coming with quantum computing, to say instead of using the original encryption, the triple Ds and whatnot, that we are mathematically based, I'm going to give you what is physics based. And it's them to say we have thought about the risk to bring and as you embrace this technology, we have also ensured that security we have covered the security requirements that we have within the technology.
Thank you for that. When we always talk about new technology and how we are breaking algorithms and all that, I always think of if we solve the matter of the human behavior, do you think most of this would be resolved, especially in terms of the attack?
It will greatly resolve a lot of the things because we know that attackers love the simple way out. So if they can work the human element and social engineer you, instead of having to go through the steps of breaking the different layers of security you have put in the environment, that makes it easier for them. Whether we can solve the human element completely and mitigate it to a level that we say, if the human is dealt, we don't need the other controls, I highly doubt. Because what we see, for example, with AI is that it's even getting it more sophisticated. We have been training people around phishing emails and how they are structured and what more. AI is coming and making it as real as it can be. So it would be an over-ask of our people to say that they can go that deep to understand that this is really a phishing email from AI. And hence technology has to come that is equivalently as strong as, AI to help us. Or deep fakes. We had a story where someone was on the call with a CEO and didn't doubt it at all and went in and did a transaction. So it creates an immense challenge, and I'll be telling Allan that Diana from Uganda might have the answers to that question. But that's the field that we chose. And like I said, I love change and challenge. Any challenge that has come before, solutions have also come out. So I'm hopeful that whatever is being AI, quantum, blockchain, the solutions will be there. Because at the end of the day, I think us as humans are still more intelligent than artificial intelligence. Besides, we're the ones who are creating it.
Yeah. So, do you have any other parting shots for our audience?
The parting shots is really about what we're doing here, the great work that you're doing. And for the young ones, they might think that it's the audience that is benefiting. I think there was, a young man coming out in this career is benefiting more. The other is looking at you talking risk management. Again, you're already building that T-shape that we're talking about. Yes, you can build your depth in cyber, but these interactions you're having with different people are actually giving you immense knowledge that you didn't get from a classroom or from anywhere. So the parting thoughts for any upcoming cybersecurity is, how are you getting out of your comfort zone? How are you, attacking what you want with all the boldness? Yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, you will fall. Pick up yourself and continue learning, and you will be surprised and amazed at whatever career journey you pick will take you. I didn't see myself as a head of information security maybe 10 years or so ago, but here I am, so you can also make it. Focus on the progress, and the opportunities will come your way.
Thank you so much, Dan. I mean, it's been incredible having you on the podcast. I can't believe how quickly the time has flown, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking your time. I know you're busy, but we appreciate you being on the podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Josephine and Del for having me. I said I couldn't miss it for the world because I am proud to see the work that you are really putting out. And keep it up.
Thank you for that. I think I have a chip on my shoulder today. So I want to, first of all, I'm even forgetting my beard. Check out the conversation we had with Bob Henderson, which is episode 20. Like and subscribe. Other than that, see you in the next episode.